Hi everybody, it's Dan from the Outdoor Trade Show channel. It's Sunday night, it's time for We Care You Matter. And as always, I like to have guests and I like to talk about businesses and activities and just in general, what's out there that everybody would be interested in. And tonight we have a special one because what we're doing tonight is the first broadcast of what I hope will be many broadcasts in another branch, another leg of what the Outdoor Trade Show channel is going to do, what the OTSC network is going to do, which is we're going to concentrate and we're going to show veteran-owned businesses, and we're going to interview the owners of these veteran-owned businesses. And tonight we have a couple of friends of mine. These are a couple of guys that I work with that are, I can't explain to everybody how good they are at what they do. These guys are professionals in what they do. These guys are at the top of their, you guys are the best of from what I've seen in a long time of what you do.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I really want to express that to people, how good you guys are at what you do. I watch what they do. We don't do little rinky-dinky, I don't know what you'd call them, jobs, around the corner, in the back alley jobs. These jobs are what Joe and Edward do. These are huge jobs. And the job that we're on right now is 4.2 million square feet. It's the General Motors assembly plant in Janesville, Wisconsin. At the time, it was the largest plant that General Motors had. I think it was the largest, when it was running, it was the largest assembly plant that General Motors had. And right now what we're doing is I'm one of the operators out there running the shears, but these guys are the guys. Without Joe and Edward, that building's not coming down, everybody. They would have to get explosives in there, and that turns in, I'm gonna let you guys explain more about it, because these guys, they can explain this a whole lot better than I can. But I watch them work during the day, and if it wasn't for these two guys, my life would be real miserable, and my life would be a lot harder than it is without you two guys, because you guys are the cutter. You guys are the guys that do the setup. You guys do the setup and get everything ready for the operators to come in and do what they got to do. So with that, and also, did we mention that you're a veteran-owned? This is
Yes.
My partner in this, Carlos Stinson, is, this is another part of what we're going to do, which is veteran-owned businesses. And I hope we do many more of these broadcasts of We Care You Matter with veteran-owned businesses. And with that, I want to introduce Jose and Edward. Yep. And guys, go ahead and tell everybody about yourselves and tell everybody about your service. And you guys were U.S. Army.
Yes, first of all, thank you, Dan, Carlos, for having us over. Former Staff Sergeant Salinas did close to 10 years in the Army. Did 5.5 years in the 82nd Airborne Division as a paratrooper. Moved on to Fort Hood. Did my time there, did 4 tours in Iraq, and moved on to better things. Ed?
I'm Edward. I'm also did 5 years in 82nd Airborne Division. Did a couple deployments with them. Moved down to Fort Hood with my brother as well. Had another deployment there. Had a couple to Iraq, one to Afghanistan. About 10 years time served totaled, and well, now we set up buildings. We are cutters, and we are the owners of Two Joe's Development, and we go around taking down power plants or structures that need to be taken down, small buildings to large buildings, mainly large buildings. And what we do is we do precision cutting on the structures to assist the machinery. And pretty much what we do, we work as a team and we complement each other in the jobs that we do. There are certain things that the machines cannot do without us doing it. And it can be done with explosives, but it'd be a lot more expensive. And if it doesn't go down, then it's a lot more dangerous to go back in there when you can actually do it better the first time. If you do the precise cutting and then let the machine come in and finish the job.
Well, we could take it down by pieces now. It's an
Correct.
organized takedown, what's going on right now, where when they implode them and blow them up, you've got a spaghetti mess, and it's a lot harder. It takes a lot more time. It's a mess, guys. When they implode them, it's a mess. And you guys come in, and what I want to explain to everybody is this: is they do precision cuts on. They go into the building. You guys go into a Dennis and Matthew, and they will do angle cuts. These guys know how to do the cuts so that when they pull a plug, down she comes. Or these guys go in, they cut all the bolts out. Right now, you guys are doing you're cutting all the beams out so that when they pull a plug, certain sections come down. It comes down. It's a very meticulous, organized demolition right now. With you guys there, it's an organized demolition, and it's controlled. Without you guys, it's a disaster. Okay, and that's the easy way of putting it. And we call you guys burners. Edward, how did you put it now? What do you guys? We call you burners.
Yeah,
the burners are here.
It can be said many different ways, from lancing to cutters, burners. It don't really make a difference. It's just what we do, and we enjoy what we do. We were always good at, getting in trouble, breaking stuff. So
We're still doing it.
we're still doing.
Yeah, you're still doing
We're
it,
still getting in trouble.
but now you're doing. Now you're real good at it. You
Yeah.
guys
We
have
got better
practiced.
at it with time.
You practiced to the point that you got really good at it. So what we did is we've got some videos that we've got in the program here, and what's nice is what we're going to do is we're going to show some videos here, and then you guys are going to talk about what you did, because you can. It's nice to tell people what you do. It's nice to tell people how good and to do all that stuff. But when they can actually see what you do, that makes this a whole lot nicer. So which one are we going to start with? Are we going to start with this one here? So we're going to do a video, and then Edward and Joe, Jose will explain to you what you just saw. Okay, so what happened there?
Right there, we separated one. There's a total of 4 boilers. This just happened to be one of them. We separated that boiler from another boiler, and with the precision cutting or the cuts that we do, we set it up to where we separated it from the other boiler, and that specific section came down. But after we separated, we still got to set up the legs at the bottom, do different cuts on it, to where the machinery or the machines hook up cables to the legs, and they pull the legs, and instead of using explosives, we use the machines, and it becomes more cheaper and easier in a way once you do the cuts right and everything right, and it comes down.
They're always
Just
fun
like
to
you
watch
said.
too.
Yeah.
They're always fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
So what do we got? We're gonna show another one here. Let's do
Okay, that was.
just wait till it's done here.
That was Unit 4, and the video before was Unit 3 at Lawrenceburg, Indiana, a coal power plant by the Ohio River. And these units, they're not small pieces. You're talking anywhere from 8,000 tons of steel to about 12,000 tons of steel, if not slightly more. And these are set up from the bottom again. You set up the legs of the building on the bottom. You connect the cables, and then the machine, once it's ready, they pull what we call the plugs, and it comes down. You set it up so it falls to a direction that you want it, and you'll go down pretty much that, leaning a little bit left or right, but you'll go down where you want it. And once that happens, the machines come in and pick it apart. It's a lot easier once it's in the ground, and not as dangerous, obviously, because it's not going to come down on anybody, but it gets processed after that, and we assist with that as well.
Okay, let's get to the fun stuff.
All right.
Okay, the fun stuff is knocking stacks down.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got some videos of stacks here. So here's one.
Those are 400-foot stacks. On those, we cut off sections of the stack and put beams one at a time and a section at a time. And once they were in place, a different company put explosives on it to employ the beams off, and after they do that, we wrap it up with mesh and different materials so the shrimp metal or pieces don't go flying everywhere. So we also work and assist on the labor work that takes place for all that besides the cutting. And that at the end, that's the end what you got, which the stacks go down.
Should we do another one?
Yeah.
This one. Everybody's gonna like this one.
Oh, shit.
All right, that stack was also in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Those was about 150, about 160 feet high, and it was on top of the building. You measure it and you cut it, and you can see where we're still cutting as it's coming down. And once it starts coming down, maybe you heard it right there. We're screaming, "Hey, get out of the way, get out of the way," or whatnot. But it's fun. It's an adrenaline rush, and everybody's doing the exact same cut, opposite direction, coming towards the on the back, towards the middle, and eventually they'll give out and they just break off, and so you can see it launched itself forward. It's a lot of fun doing what we do.
Yeah, well, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to do that. People
Get hurt.
There's only a few people that can do what you guys can do. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. There's not a lot of guys running around that can do what you guys can do, and you got to know what you're doing. We're going to do one more here.
Hey, it's going down!
You said that was a short stack?
That was a small stack. That was in Chamois, Missouri. That was in a coal power plant that was, I believe, the early 1920s, something like that. And a little fun fact is that when we went in there, there was some vultures that had died in there because vultures can't fly out. They only soar. So once they went into that stack, they died there. And we couldn't really go inside of it to take out the gunite and set it up the way we usually do. So we cut out through the outside, and then we just banged with a sledgehammer. One of our guys banged in the gunite, and it worked. And we did the exact same thing. Came in from the sides and did the cutting from the sides, and it went down. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot of stuff right there too.
Yeah, I just want, like I said, these demonstrate how good you guys are at what you do. The other one is, I guess what I'd like to talk to everybody about is this. What's the future for Two Joe's development?
Well, we're going to different job sites. Right now, we don't have an actual contract. We're working under a different company, which is a great company anyway, but whoever needs help or wants to get us, reach out to us. We'll get something going, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are accessible. I know that. You guys are easy to get a hold of.
Yep. You can get a hold of us by email. Probably be the best way. We can work in steel mill, power plants, whatever you need taken down or downsized. We can do it by tonnage or whatnot, and we work whichever way you need it.
Well, here's another one. Okay, so we're in Janesville, Wisconsin right now. We're at the General Motors assembly plant. You guys are leaving because there's a big rush now. You guys are in cutting on the boiler right now. You guys started the other day working on the boiler because you guys have, Dennis is hot to trot to get you guys out to Brayton Point, Massachusetts, and that's a whole island. There's a power plant. There's a power plant that's, the whole island in Brayton Point is a power plant. These guys are going out there and they're going to do, well, all the precision cutting work. You guys are going to do pretty much all the setup work for that whole job out there, taking that whole power plant down. So, and like I said, Dennis and Matthew aren't going to have you two guys around. Dennis and Matthew are pure professionals, and they wouldn't have you guys around if you guys weren't complete pros or professionals at what you do also. So, I mean, what do you see coming after that? I know there's a lot of power plants that need to come down. We all kind of know what's going on here, but I mean, yeah there's a lot going on here. So, With that, I think we've got a nice little video that we did out on the job the other day that Edward did, and I think maybe we should share that with everybody. It's on, go.
Hey guys, we're here in Janesville, Wisconsin at the GM Motors plant. This is a 4.2 million square feet plant, and what you see in the background is what's left of it, but we do precision cutting and precise cutting to assist the machinery, and whatever they can't do, we process as well, and that saves you money by not having to explode the building. And from here we'll be traveling to Brighton Point, Massachusetts to do even a bigger project on a power plant that's the size of a small island. But we're going from this little project to even a bigger project.
And when you hire or get to Joe's Development, this is what you get. Good old precision cutting.
Okay, well, okay. Next question is this: what else do you want to share with everybody? What else do you want to let people know about Two Joe's Development?
Well, guys, first and foremost, we always try to do safety first, like everybody else. We're the type of people that all lives matter, especially at work, because nobody wants an accident, and we're already pretty much scarce at what we do. We happen to think it's an art that's being forgotten, and everybody wants to do things easier and just blow everything up. It's a lot of fun blowing things up, but precision cutting, it's we believe it's an art that's being lost, and it has to do a lot with complementing with the people you work and the machines that you work with, and assisting each other and working as a team in conjunction with everybody that's there, just not us. We're just a piece of the puzzle, but the people that we work with is just as much of a key as anybody else. Like when you're in the military, everybody, whether you're in the Marines, Army, Coast Guard, or whatever, everybody plays a role. Whether you're supply or whatnot, a truck driver, you play your role, and that's what we do. We do our role, and we complement the machinery and say we do the best that we can at what we do. Like anybody else, there's little things that we can always better, but we're constantly learning and evolving and getting better at what we do, and that's what's important, that we realize how important safety is, and we exercise that at work. What holds for us in the future, only God knows. We will be going to Braden Point, and God willing, we'll keep doing as good as we're doing, and from there, hopefully a project will pop up or whatnot. Let us know, guys. We're here. We're accessible. You know how to find us.
And with that, we've done a bunch of sharing, and I think we covered our bases here with what we're doing. So with that, do we want to say goodnight to everybody?
Good night. And thank you for having us, Dan. Carlos, Thank you. Awesome. We'll be back if you have us back again later on as we improve and better ourselves.
Oh, I want to let this out there to everybody also. If you're a veteran-owned company, you're a veteran-owned business, and you would like that's what we're here for, is to give you the exposure or to help you. Get a hold of myself, get a hold of Carlos Stinson. That's why we're doing this. That's what this Outdoor Trade Show channel is about. That's what the OTSC network about, is helping. So with that, get a hold of us. We're accessible. And I think with that, we'll say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thanks, everybody.